Welcome back. It is episode 11 of the High Point Podcast. I'm your host at Rick High Jr., joined by my co-host at JW Tynes. Jacob, how are you?
Fantastic, man. I'm ready to get my team playing again this week. I had a double
Yeah.
bye week last week with Texas, with Longhorns and Cowboys off. So I'm feeling a little football deprived, but also it was kind of nice to get a break. But I definitely I want some more Cowboys action.
Yeah, I feel like that's the time for me where I'm like, okay, I guess I'm getting stuff done around the house this weekend, right?
Yeah, basically.
Like, yeah, sure, I'll check the scores. I'll still watch the games, but, I could kind of do other stuff as well. If it's my teams, I'm locked in. So, cool, man. Well, for the main topic of today's episode, we're going to be grading teams, giving them all a little mid-season grade here. We're also going to be covering some mid-season awards, just briefly checking out like who is currently the front runner, who we think could be some dark horse picks. We'll get into some games with our tip drill, players based on their current their career path. We'll do a nice little round of start, bench, cut, and then we're going to do our draft today on FCS players. And then followed by that, of course, we'll do our picks. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump right into it. You good, Jacob?
Yes, sir. Week 10 notes.
All right. What's up?
Week 10 notes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so some of the ones that I have, warm-up notes here. Broncos and Raiders was just an absolute snooze fest.
Yeah.
And I would love your input here. I think Bo Nix might be the worst winning record quarterback that I have seen in my lifetime besides Rex Grossman.
I won't disagree with you there. He looked like cheeks, man. That game in general was it was awful. I didn't watch most of it, but I didn't miss anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, getting into some of the like advanced stats. I think we were sharing them in our group chat later on. He has, by completion percentage for short yardage throws, he's been one of the worst in the NFL. And then just completion percentage in general, one of the worst, which is very strange considering how well they've done. And I feel like offense hasn't really been,
It's their defense. Their defense is number one in the league in a lot of categories, I think.
Yeah, they've been pretty stout, and then just able to, like, it's not a great offense, but they'll pull through when you really, really need them to. So, but yeah.
I mean, to be fair, too, their receivers haven't been great.
No, you got what? Sutton, Mims,
Troy Ward? Troy Franklin?
You might be right on that. Franklin, that's what it is. Yeah, Troy Franklin.
The backup QB for the Broncos is Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah, hey, that's what we need right there.
Wouldn't mind seeing him.
See our Longhorn, yeah. And then, of course, I think, J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey are still kind of splitting time there. Another Longhorn on their depth chart, Lil Jordan Humphrey. And then, of course, they have Evan Ingram at tight end. So it's not like they have terrible targets, but it's like there's no standout that can go and make a play. And, a guy that you could just, throw a high point ball to. So
they're like the Bills with receivers. Like, they're not bad, but they're really not even what I'd call great. They're a couple of good ones. Sutton's probably the best, but he's never really been like, even his best seasons have been pretty quiet and like tame. He doesn't really make the highlight plays. He's more like a possession type receiver, but I don't know. Yeah, they just don't really have any flashy receivers. And Bo Nix wouldn't be able to make him work even if he did have one, I don't think. So
no, I don't think so either.
Broncos a flash in the pan? Maybe.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think they've necessarily had too stiff of competition in terms of their wins, but I'm a little worried. I don't think Bo Nix has been super exciting to watch, and especially last Thursday. So next up here,
does win championships. We will see.
That's true. I mean, the Broncos themselves, a few years back when they won it with Peyton Manning at QB, that was one of Peyton's worst seasons.
For sure. The guy didn't have an arm at that point. Like, he couldn't throw more than 15 yards downfield. It was crazy, but they still made it work. So, yeah.
Yeah, with a very stout defense,
And that was Von Miller. Who were their running backs? Did they have Noshawn Moreno and
I believe
Monte Ball?
Those
guys.
Give me the year. Was it 2012?
12 sounds right.
Broncos depth chart. Willis McGahee.
I don't recall that name for whatever reason.
This has got to be wrong. Well, they won a Super Bowl. When did they win the Super Bowl? 2011?
2015.
2015.
15.
Honey Hillman.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Let
then
me
you
see
have
here.
Belleville's proudest, Emmanuel Sanders. Got Demarius Thomas, RIP. Owen Daniels at tight end. So I mean, again, not terrible. Th- Yeah, a lot of C plus B minus players at best,
Yeah,
right? But
I
then you
agree.
look at their defense, and their defense, holy crap!
I mean, that's
Just
kind of
across,
in the Broncos' DNA,
yeah,
That's the team they are, like the Browns, like I'd say the Ravens too. They're just defensive oriented teams and they've always been that way and it works for them.
yep. I realized this is the defense that we used last week on Guess That Team. Remember?
But yeah,
I think I pulled out Von Miller. I pulled out Demarcus Ware. A few of the I pulled out Aqib Talib and then Bradley Roby. I think.
what a team, man. That
Yeah,
was a stacked
just
team.
dynamite. Moving on, we have the Texans with a fourth quarter comeback. Let me tell you my shock of
Woo!
this game, man, because I was on the road. I was driving at the time. I just one ear pod in, kind of listened to the game. Once it got around to the fourth quarter, I was like, this one's over. I'm going to switch over to something else. What a mistake that was. I actually found out later on from my mother-in-law. Shout out Cindy. She straight up, she was like, "Did y'all see the game? Did y'all see the Texans game?" Like later on, and I go and look at the score, and
You're
sure
like,
enough,
what?
yeah, they let a comeback, and I was so surprised at that. I think what um also something I saw that I don't know why my brain didn't register it, but whenever I was tuned in to some of the afternoon games, I went and checked the standings real quick, and we had already shown our win and how we were like one game back of the Jaguars, but I didn't register that because I'm like, okay, the only way that would have happened is if we would have won. So, but yeah, that was crazy. I went back and watched the highlights in the fourth quarter just to see kind of what was going on, and then of course the um strip sack, I guess. Strip sack
The
touchdown.
touchdown, Sheldon Rankins.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
that was awesome. So,
Yeah, man. The defense just didn't quit. And credit to Davis Mills too, man. He
mm,
engineered his little comeback. Second largest franchise comeback, I
that
believe.
sounds right.
Yeah, so definitely a cool game.
Yeah. Yeah,
And to be honest, I think the Jags we're starting to see they're fraudulent, in my opinion.
yep, I agree. I think this game, I mean, I still can't tell because I was ready to just pack it up 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and they somehow don't seem to die yet, which is great for me as a Texans fan. But it's like I don't want to have all this hope just to get it stripped away in like week 16 and 17. But I mean, hey, if they're gonna hang on, I'm gonna hang on with them. So
For sure, man.
great to see them win. But that was, I would have liked a non heart attack type of win.
Well, we'd like that every week, but it's the NFL. Reality is things are always going to be closer than we think. Last thing I'll say is I think you guys have a fantastic coach. That's the guy. The guys want to play hard for him, and so I think there's a lot to be said there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to not like D'Amico, right? Not only being a player for the Texans, like one of our, I would say he's definitely top 5 for defensive players in Texans history, I would think. Obviously, putting Watt at the top there, you'd put, okay, if I'm not talking talent, I'm talking about like the heartbeat of the team, like people
Sure,
that actually represented the team. JJ Watt's up there, obviously, as number one. Brian Cushing, D'Amico Ryans. So, I mean, like those type of guys, right? But even then, D'Amico is fantastic, even as a player, not just the like team heartbeat type of guy. He actually was putting up stats. He
sure.
was
Talented too.
phenomenal. Speaking of close calls, though, Indianapolis surviving that overseas tie against the Atlanta Falcons. What was it? 31-28 was the final score there in
25,
overtime.
31-25.
31-25. Thank you. Yeah. What a
That
game.
Jonathan Taylor touchdown run, 80 something yards. That dude's a beast, man.
The Jonathan Taylor everything. What do you
Yeah,
have? What was his final
200-yard
stats?
rushing day.
Hmm? It was just disgusting. Jonathan Taylor by I'm gonna just put by game. I don't know what it was. Atlanta. Okay, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also caught 3 and had another 42 yards of receiving.
And that's not even his career high rushing, dude. His rookie
No,
season, he ran for 253 in a game. That's insane.
he's impressive. That's for sure. We'll get into it later when we talk MVP odds, but being a running back and even being considered is tough these days.
He's my
Obviously, like,
MVP front runner right now. I mean, we'll talk more about that, but he's just head and shoulders above everyone else in the league right now. It's crazy.
yep, I agree. Bears, they rally again and beat the Giants. It's been interesting to see them do their thing, right? Like, I don't think at the beginning of the season, we talked about how we thought each division would shake out. And I mentioned putting the Bears in real time, like while we were recording. I'm like, you know what? I'm putting Minnesota at the bottom. I'm putting Bears third. And now they're half game, I guess, because of the tie. They're a half game above Green Bay right now. They're looking solid. Very surprising. Caleb Williams somehow is able to pull them out of the depths of despair at the end of a game for the last 3 weeks or so. What do you think about that? Because I feel like you have thought Bears are kind of fake scary.
I still don't think highly of the Bears. I mean, ultimately, you have to look at their competition. It's the Giants, who are on their last leg. I didn't watch that game specifically, so I don't know what happened. But I can't shake the feeling that this is fool's gold. I still think Packers are going to come out on top of the Bears in that division. I don't know that they're going to beat the Lions. I don't know until who have they played here? Let's see. Last 3 games, Giants, Bengals, Ravens. They lost to the Ravens. They beat Saints, Commanders, Raiders, Cowboys. Like, their wins are not against good teams. Their losses are against good teams. Lions, Ravens, Vikings at the beginning of the season. They play Vikings this week. And then they got Steelers, Eagles, Packers. We're going to know who they are after those games. And I don't think they're going to be second in the division.
Yeah, I think out of all of their remaining games, Vikings and Browns are the only teams with losing records that they have left to play. Everybody, they play, like you said, Steelers, Eagles, Packers twice, Niners, and Lions. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm not like rooting against Caleb Williams. Like I think I mentioned, like I kind of am with Shadur Sanders. I'm not actively rooting against him, but I haven't bought into it yet. They have to beat good teams to convince me. And I don't think they have done that yet. And, I think this is just a soft schedule type deal. But we'll see.
Interesting.
Could very well be wrong.
I think, okay, so let's hypothetically here. They have, Jesus, I can't do numbers right now. How many games are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say they go 500. That would put them at 10-7 for the year. Is that a good year for them? I would say it is.
Absolutely, it's a good year for them.
Yeah, considering what they've been through the last few years, I would say
Absolutely.
10-7, and that's probably a wild card spot.
Yeah,
it depends, especially in that division. It's tough, right?
The problem is their division. Any other division, they'd get that guaranteed wild card spot. But I mean, I think no matter how you look at it, they're on a positive swing from where they have been. So great for the Bears, but I think they're really going to have to keep it up, particularly that 3-week stretch with Steelers, Eagles, Packers. That's going to be rough. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I can't imagine that sounds like hell. Speaking of a little bit of fool's gold, how are we feeling about the Bills right now? Had a little bit of a struggle and a very weird loss to the Dolphins, which that's 2 really odd losses that they've had.
Yeah.
And it's just surprising considering where we thought they were going to be this year.
I agree. It's another head scratcher. I didn't watch the game. I watched some highlights. Chan's a top 5 running back in the league. Dude, just electric anytime he touches the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only player I got in all 3 of my fantasy leagues this year, so I'm happy about that. He's been very consistent. I still don't think the Dolphins are ready to say die. Looks like they still got some fight in them. So that's good. I really don't know what to make of the Bills, man. I wish you would tell me what's going on with them and where they're going to be at the end of the season, because I still think they're a strong team, but it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of all over the place, right? Because, I mean, this year they've just completely walloped teams like the Jets, like the Saints.
They beat the healthy Ravens first game of the season, right? They beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But then they've lost to the Dolphins, the Falcons, and the Patriots. Like, And the
Yeah.
Patriots are a good team.
Patriots, yeah, makes
Falcons are a
sense.
good team too, but
Yeah.
it just I don't know. Some of their wins too have not been all that convincing.
Yeah, I agree. Even that September 18th, they played the Dolphins and won by 10. But if you recall, they were losing in the last few minutes of that game.
Yeah.
They somehow got those extra points to kind of pull away. But that was a close game down the stretch. And then, but see, that's the thing is like on one hand, it's just such an unknown because you squander this layup against Miami, but then you go out and play a hard nosed game and beat Kansas City and show your defense show how good your defense is by literally having Mahomes play the worst game he's ever played in his career.
Yeah.
So
It's weird.
I don't know where they go from here. Obviously, they have the Buccaneers this week. Then followed by that, it's other teams that are kind of still
Good on the
scraping,
defensive side. They play
punching
you
in.
guys in 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
then the Steelers, who are no
Yep.
slouches on they're good on the defensive side of the ball for sure. So, yeah, I think they've got a little bit of a test coming up too.
Yeah. I think
The later part of their schedule softens up a little bit, the Browns and the Jets, but yeah, that it's not going to be a cakewalk.
yeah. I especially
Especially with
don't
New
think
England not making mistakes. Like this division is not up for grabs for them. They're 2 games back now.
yeah. You know what looks like an absolute trap game is Bengals at Bills, December 7th. And the reason I'm saying that is because that AFC North division is so close and tight, and Pittsburgh's not all that great, and Baltimore's right on their heels now, and Cincinnati in a few weeks might get Joe Burrow back. Like, I don't think, even though they're terrible right now at 2-7, I believe, they are not going to give up, and that's pretty cool just to see them, do something. Will be interesting. So that
You're 2
screams
and
trap
7
game to me.
Cincinnati?
I think so. They might be
They're 3 and 6.
3-6. Okay, even better, even better. More of a reason
Yeah,
to
I
give
mean
them a
they
fighting
need to
chance.
stay alive until Joe Burrow gets back.
Yeah, and I think they can with this division.
Yep. We'll see what happens. That's an interesting division, man. That's always just a knockdown, drag out division. So it's fun to
Yeah.
watch.
LA Rams, they went ahead and evened out the season series with the 49er win.
You called that
Stafford's
one,
been
didn't you?
doing. I did, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that was my upset, but I did have that one, yeah. Yeah. And we'll get into it when we talk picks, but I was 4-4.
Yeah, you were.
Yes, sir. All right.
Not letting me catch up, man.
They've been firing on all cylinders. They are now 4-0 in their last 4. Their last loss was October 2nd against the Niners, who they then have avenged since. So, yeah, Stafford has been fantastic, working very well with all of his
NFL record.
weapons.
He's now thrown 4 touchdown passes and no interceptions in 3 straight games.
Wow.
Playing on fire, lights out. He's playing like his Super Bowl MVP season. So
yeah. He's got to be thinking, this is kind of it. I don't know how many more years he has left, but I think he's trying to make
feels like the last hurrah.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm hoping that for him. I like him on the Rams, and I have liked the Rams since he's been there. I should say that. Previous it was just like, it's fine, but I really like him there.
It's crazy how that trade turned out so positively for both franchises, right?
Yeah. Imagine, Detroit wins 1 Super Bowl, and they'll say, hey, good trade. We both got a championship out of it. Can't really complain. Even as it is now, I mean, I know Detroit also got a lot of other weapons in that trade as well, right? So it wasn't a 1-for-1 for quarterbacks, but, Jared Goff's no slouch. So the fact that they were able to grab him plus some other weapons, pretty damn good.
Sure.
That might be one of the most equal trades in NFL history. I think it's just so beneficial for both teams. Speaking of the Lions here, we'll move back to that. Seahawks and Lions put belt to ass against the Cardinals and the Commanders.
Both 44-22 games.
Yeah. I noticed that they were the same score too. That's crazy. Man, Seahawks, I'm telling you, I don't think that Darnold is 6th on MVP votes right now, or MVP odds. I think he should be higher, man. I feel like he has been that driving force behind
He did
that
not
team.
have a particularly good game, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean,
am I making that up? What were his stats?
I don't know. Let me look real quick.
I don't know why I feel that.
Hey, you're right. You're right. Nah, he was 10 to 12, 178, one touchdown, one interception. But I will say
Their
that
running game was just on point. They got that 1-2 combo with Charbonnet and Walker. I mean, Arizona probably just needs to pack it in for the season. They can't figure out what quarterback they want to really use, who they're going to move forward with. That division's tough. You know, I had some hope for them at the beginning of the season, but it's not to be, you know.
Yeah. Yep. I really, I'll say like the start of the game, Brissett was terrible. He evened out at the end, kind of made up some of the issues that he had early on. Obviously, not enough to overcome such a deep hole that they were in. But he's, I think he's probably one of the better backups in the
Yeah,
league.
definitely.
I don't I don't think they've officially, because Kyler Murray's not officially back yet, is he?
No, they just placed him on IR to give him more time.
Okay. Okay. I can't imagine that they'll be rushing him back anytime soon, you know?
I just kind of get the sense from the fan base online that they're done with Kyler, that they don't really
Interesting.
want him back. I've seen a lot of people say, like, one of the baseball teams that drafted him, I forget which one, but they still have his rights. And
Who
apparently he
was
like
it?
still keeps up baseball workouts in the off season. They're talking about you should go play baseball. It's just you hear those kind of things and it's not good. Like, where does
Yeah.
Arizona go from here? Right?
Yeah. Oakland Athletics, by the way, is who owns it. Yeah. I don't know. I still think he's a decent quarterback. I don't know what it is though. I feel like there's something they're missing. It's kind of like the issue, like CJ Stroud. I mean, I think CJ Stroud's much better, but CJ Stroud has had the issues the last 2 years. A lot of it was on the OC, but some of it just feels like he's kind of shaken, and I don't know why. However, when you actually dig into some of the advanced stats and you realize, okay, it's not technically on him. Like, there's a lot of factors at play. If he just had better linemen, if he just had, X, Y, and Z. But I know that's just playing the hypothetical game. Kyler Murray kind of falls in the same boat of, if he had better X, Y, and Z, would he be a better quarterback? I don't know. But
Watching
stats
them, I
say
get
he
the
should be.
same watching Kyler before he went down with injury this season with the Cards. I got the same sort of feeling that I did watching Russell Wilson with his last season with the Seahawks.
Mm.
Like, it wasn't working no matter what they did, and it just seemed like everything was kind of a scramble play, and everything just was sort of a breakdown backyard scramble. I don't know who that's on. Like, is that the offensive coordinator? Is it just the level of talent all around, including the O line? And I'll reiterate, I don't think they have good receivers. I don't really like Marvin Harrison. Trey McBride, obviously, he's a beast. But aside from
Yeah.
him, I don't think they have any weapons. So it's tough to say exactly what it is. It's kind of a combination of everything. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how you can be I say this as a Cowboys fan. I don't know how you can have any hope as a Cards fan.
That's just putting the preface on it is
Yeah.
pretty damning, but I
Yeah.
hear you.
I mean, at least the Cowboys offense is fun to watch.
Yeah. By the way, shout out Dak. I love Dak, man. He's been great.
He's great, yeah. Anyway, let's move on from Seahawks are good, Cards are bad. What other interesting games were this week?
Chargers are looking good again. They had a little bit of a roller coaster. Started off hot, kind of uh, took some punches, and then now they're on a 3-game winning streak. I'm already blanking who they played. They played in prime time. They played Steelers, 25-10. They made Aaron Rodgers look like a fool. Ed McConkey's looking fantastic. I think they got some. Yeah, they had a decent running game with Kamani Vidal. He also, was pretty good on. That was the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Um,
I did not
not
watch
not
that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't too much there that was super exciting. Um, and speaking of completely unexciting, you get to the Monday night game with Green Bay and Philadelphia. Did you see any of that?
I did. I wanna say I watched the majority of it.
Yeah, it was.
More realistically, it was probably like half. But yeah, dude, if you're a football sicko, like defense hard for defense, then that was a good game. But otherwise, everybody else was sleeping on it.
Yeah, it was. That was another one that was kind of boring up until the end, where the last 5 minutes or so, things started happening. Players started coming alive. I had shout out to a family member of mine, Fry. Is it Josh Jacobs, the Green Bay running back?
Yes.
Fumbled in the last like minute of the game. And because of that, he lost fantasy points and he ended up tying. I've never seen a tie in fantasy football. It was like 119.8 is what they were tied at, or something like that. And it's
So
like,
is that just a tie for fantasy?
yeah. Yeah. I asked the commissioner, I was like, hey, is there a tiebreaker here? Like, what happens? And he's like, no, I think it's just a tie. And sure enough, I checked it the other day and it was like, you know, 6-3-1.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's funny. I didn't even think you could tie in fantasy. So, but shout out to them. I think Green Bay are fake demons. I think Philadelphia is good, very
Dude,
very good, not
Philadelphia
great.
keeps getting away with it.
This
Over and over
game,
again, over and over again. They get favorable no calls. It's like the refs are actively not calling this because they just want to play band. And
listen,
that's not the right way to approach it. I
listen.
can't. I'm so not looking forward to the insufferable Eagles fans that are going to hang on to this for the next decade and talk about how the entire league is against them because they banned their tush push play.
You can't wait.
It needs to be officiated right that refs need to pull their heads out their asses and call the freaking false starts. It's ridiculous. Philly's getting away with that plus more. The Packers are not frauds. I think Philly just got one over.
Was this a generational hate watch for both of us? You were
Might
hate
have
watching
been.
Philly, and I was hate watching Green Bay.
Yeah, maybe. And
Top
don't get
tier
me
game.
wrong. Yeah, I don't love Green Bay. I just think they're a good team this season.
Yeah, same thing. Don't really like Philly at all. I think they're good though. So this was literally the game for us to both just hate. That's all the football news is in terms of the games. We got some other topics here that I want to make sure we cover. Number one, RIP Marshawn Kneeland. As we know, we sharing what we knew just like from the news reports in our group chat. Just an awful situation that we've seen one too many times, and one is too many, right? Anybody listening, if you're struggling with mental health issues, you can call the 988 hotline. Uh, you know, talk to people. Make sure you're always just being open and honest with the people and loved ones around you, checking in on those that you might think are struggling as well.
Yeah, man. I'm not ashamed to say I go to therapy once or twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
I go to a psychologist for medication, for antidepressants, and it helps me. It's done a lot for me, and just getting to talk to somebody in like a professional capacity takes a lot of weight off your shoulders. So highly recommend that. Anybody who's watching and struggling with this, if you want to reach out, talk to me about it, happy to do that.
Yeah. I think, I know there's still people that hang on to this idea, but for me, it's like, I'm so over this, like, be tough, don't show weakness. Therapy's not needed type of thing. It's like, no, it is. It is. You should go to therapy. It's probably the best thing that you could possibly do for yourself. But yeah, either way, RIP him. Fantastic player that was on a trajectory for a really good career, and
Man, just coming
it's
off a
sad to see.
fantastic game too. It's crazy. 24 years old. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Slightly some more bad news, but not nearly as bad as something like that. Travis Hunter is undergoing season-ending surgery. He'll be completely out. I don't know how to feel about the start of his career because he's coming out. He's a top 5 pick. I don't remember what he was. He was like 2 or 3, I think. He wasn't number 1 though, right?
No, not one.
No. But there's so much hype around him, playing both sides of the ball, stuff like that. Part of me is like, hey, maybe just stick to one side. I know they tried to do that for the most part, right? He was definitely playing more wide receiver snaps than he was defensive snaps, but he's a phenomenal athlete, and I feel like you're trying to get him to do too much. Pick a side.
Yeah, I mean, pick a side. He's better on the defensive side of the ball, I think.
Do you think so? Yeah.
I think so. But it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to find a way to screw it up.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a situation where, you have something like this, season-ending surgery, and then, he's going to have 2 seasons of like mediocrity, but with like some random highlights here and there to show how much of an athlete he is. He's going to get fed up, and he's going to go to another team and be phenomenal and make Pro Bowls.
Well, the Jaguars will give up on him in final year of his rookie contract, and then he'll ball out somewhere else with a team that actually knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that story play out more than once, right?
Yeah.
So, and not just with the Jaguars, like across the NFL, but obviously the Jags, the Jets, the Browns, those are the main culprits whenever you see these type of things. So, hopefully get well soon, Travis Hunter, like phenomenal athlete. We love to see on the field. So, I'm sure
Number
he'll
2 pick, by the way. Cam Ward was
number
number
2. Okay, who's number 1?
Cam Ward.
Oh yeah, Cam Ward. Duh.
Duh.
Yeah.
Give
Well,
that one
hopefully,
time. Give it time. I'd give Travis Hunter time too.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like you liked Cam Ward a lot, and we'll see.
I still do.
I feel like that's one that's going to age gracefully. It doesn't look great at the start, but that's not necessarily his fault. Big news out of New York: Dable out as head coach.
Man, I like that guy.
Did you? Because he was making the Giants terrible.
Yeah. Nah.
So, couple things here.
Sources say he's checking on Jackson Dart in the concussion tent right now to see if he's okay.
Yeah, somebody has to, right?
Yeah. No, it's least surprising coach firing of the season.
Yeah, yeah. Genuinely funny though how many times he went into that tent, and I think he only got fined once, but like, and
He got warned.
Even Scatabo went into that tent. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Goodness. On the brighter side, more of a note for me specifically because I've talked about it.
Me too.
Yeah. Jameis Winston is named the starter, and it is about time. This man is taking what are they, 2-7?
Yeah, I think so.
He is going to take them, and out of the remainder of the season, he might win 2 more games, but damn it, they will be exciting.
They're going to be fun to watch.
He's going to have a game where he throws 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then he's going to have a game where he throws 2 pick sixes back to back or something like that. Because that's the Jameis way.
The Giants' remaining schedule here to see who they play. I was hoping I'd see one of his former teams on here, but I don't.
Yeah, no,
Packers,
doesn't he
Lions, Patriots, Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys. So no revenge games for Jameis on the horizon, but at least we don't have to subject any more eyeballs to watching Russell Wilson.
Bro, how is his first game against the Packers? That sucks. No, yeah, he hasn't.
Pick game coming?
Yeah, this might be the game where he throws 4 picks. Who knows? But either way, I'm happy to see Jameis out on the field again. He's always a fun watch because you don't know what's going to happen. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying he's chaotic neutral.
He's entertaining.
He's chaotic neutral, With Dable being out, and I've only heard this, speculation, Twitter. There's no like actual sources. There's no, high, priority people talking about this yet. This is just whispers. Belichick to the Giants. What are your thoughts for that?
I had not seen that, so that's news to me.
Well, no. They're just like apparently again whispers. They're talking about it. Teams are getting connected, right? People are talking to Belichick's people. Belichick's people are talking to the Giants people. That kind of thing. There's no confirmed we are going after Bill. There's nothing like that. It's just start of the conversation.
Just think about the 2 Super Bowls that the Giants took from the Patriots, basically. I don't know. That'll be weird. I don't expect it to happen, but it would be interesting.
I mean, he was their DC back in the day, so it's not like he's unfamiliar.
Okay, that's right.
It's not like he's unfamiliar. I think he was the DC. Yeah, New York Giants, special teams, defensive. Yeah, and then he was the DC from 85 to 90. So
there is history.
Yeah, he's got history there, and it's Belichick, right? You don't just, that's not like an immediate no. You're going to listen to the Hall of Fame
If he
coach.
called, then the Mars are going to listen to him.
Exactly.
But did he call, or are the Giants reaching out to him, right?
Well, I mean, neither
I don't think anybody's happy with
anything.
that situation in South Carolina right now.
Yeah, North Carolina. But yes,
North Carolina.
You're good. My thing is like, you're right though. Nobody's happy with that situation, and also he's not gonna say anything if he was like, yeah, I'm looking at the Giant, like he's not gonna do that, right? So I think the last thing I saw from him, he's like, no, I'm focused on Wake Forest next week, and that's fair. Yeah, he's got to.
Want
he's
the coach to say.
Exactly. Look, I don't think he's at the point where he can somehow fall out of the Hall of Fame conversation. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He's phenomenal. He might already be in it. I don't think he is.
No, he's not.
But
He will be.
yeah, I think he's like first ballot. But I feel like if he goes here to New York and continues to not do well, he will constantly be ridiculed as a Tom Brady merchant. Like that conversation was already started as soon as Tom Brady left and the Patriots all of a sudden sucked. But if he goes back to the NFL and does not do well, people are just going to say that's going to be following him for the rest of his coaching career and
Yeah,
until he's in the grave.
there's like a really high risk, very little reward for him for doing that. Plus, he's getting older, man. He probably wants to just hang out with his
Hot
inappropriately young girlfriend.
24-year-old wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um last not really football related, just football player related. Antonio Brown, he got extradited from Dubai, or was it Dubai? I think it was Dubai.
Yeah.
Amid an attempted murder charge, of course, because it's Antonio Brown. He's already posted 25K bail and he has pleaded not guilty. Man,
What are
me
do
old
you know any of
fashioned.
the details? Like, who did he try to kill?
I remember reading this like months ago because it's been that
I mean,
long.
nothing would surprise me. If you told
Yeah.
me it was a girlfriend, if you told me it was a
No.
business manager, just a regular friend, like with Antonio Brown, you don't know. We're talking about
No.
one of the most unhinged celebrities in the modern age, I feel like.
Yeah. I got to be real, man.
That's fine. I'm sure we
I
can get
just
into details later on, but it's just a
no.
wild story.
No, I was just
What a
gonna
fall
say
from greatness. Is he a Hall of Famer? Now that's a
Antonio
freaking
Brown?
question. Yeah, that's
No.
tough, right?
I'm
Let me
gonna
see
say
what his
no.
credentials are. He did win a Super Bowl, 4-time All Pro first team, 1-time second team, 7-time Pro Bowl, led the NFL in receptions in 2014 and 15, and receiving yards in 14 and 17. NFL receiving touchdowns leader in 18, 2010 All Decade team. He was an All American, and yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know what's crazy is after thinking about it, I wanted to say no. And then I realized everything that you named off as far as his like credentials. And we're gonna play later, guess the player based on their career path, wide receiver edition. And
Yeah.
he has better credentials than some of these
Some of the ones.
guys. So
Yeah, man, career stats, 928 receptions, over 12,000 receiving yards, 83 touchdowns.
yeah,
Plus
yeah.
plus almost 3,000 return touchdowns and 5 return touchdowns. Excuse me, almost 3,000 return yards and 5 return touchdowns. So, the stats are there. The dude is just a completely unhinged personality.
All right.
Super
So
Bowl caliber? I really don't know.
what is it called? Pro Football Reference.
They've got a Hall of Fame tracker. What do they have him at?
So the number for an average Hall of Fame player is at a 100, right? He is at 104.48. So
Sounds about right, like right on the cusp of a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
yeah. You know who else is right on that line below him? Steve Smith,
That's another
And it's
one.
like, if you were like, would you rather have Steve Smith or Antonio Brown? You know. Yeah, you know what? I'm going into.
Nah, give me Steve Smith.
Yeah. Under that,
Good as
Tyreek
Antonio
Hill.
Brown, Steve Smith was a freaking beast.
It makes me sad that Andre Johnson was at a 91. I feel like he was.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson's at a 84. What is okay?
Nope, not enough longevity.
That's got to be what it is, right? He only played like 8
for sure.
years. Damn, interesting. Well then,
Well,
that's all of our warm up notes, man. You want to get into our into the big part of our pod?
yes, sir.
Alrighty, we're gonna jump into our main topic here. So what we're doing here is giving a mid-season grade for every single team. Jacob and I are gonna give our grades. We'll talk through why we gave the grades. Before we jump into it, Jacob, did you have any criteria when you're putting these grades together, or did you, how did you go about grading?
I'm flying completely by the seat of my pants, so we're doing a vibe check again.
Sick. All right. So for me, I tried to go based on what their expectations were for the year, right? And then going from there. So we'll start off AFC East Patriots.
Got to be an A, right? They're
I also
killing
went
it.
with an Yep, I went with an A. I think Drake May is playing, borderline MVP. He is utilizing his tools as best as he possibly can. Everything that we were saying earlier about Bo Nix and how he somehow keeps winning games despite not being you know, he's Bo Nix is just bizarro version of Drake May, you
Right.
know? Like Drake May has been legitimately really good this year. And it helps when you have such great targets around you. It looks like they may have struck gold with Travion Henderson. Finally, I think they even said this week they're going to be giving him a ton of touches. So, that's exciting to see. We'll keep an eye on them, right? I have no doubts. I think they're going to win the division. I don't think Bills can claw their way back, but I think the Bills could have a high wild card seed, like they're 5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I
And
think, for what it's worth, I think Drake May is doing more with less in terms of his receivers, at least. No shade to Stefon Diggs, but I think I'd take Cortland Sutton over him just in terms of like youth
mhm,
and durability right now. But yeah, man, Vrabel's a good coach. That's a well coached team, and Tennessee screwed up so bad.
I agree. Bills. So I went C plus
Yeah, that. I was gonna go like a B minus, so that feels right.
because look, they're still not bad. They're still a great team. They still have, you know, they have a high floor at every position, right? I put them C plus because of the expectations.
Yes,
With
exactly.
with the Bills, we were thinking it's Super Bowl or bust. It really is this year. And, probably next year. I think their window's still pretty open. I was expecting more this year, and who knows? If they win, what, 7 out of their next 8 games, or I don't know what the breakdown is. I don't know how many games they have left, but you get my point. If they win majority of their next games, yeah, this will probably flip to a B plus or an A, right? But I feel like that's a lot of heavy lifting, and that's a lot of ask given the type of performance that we've seen from them so far.
I agree. They need to tighten up at the end of the season.
Yeah. Dolphins. I'm going an F here.
I'm gonna say D.
Okay.
It's not has been as bad as it could possibly be. There are signs of life there still.
I may have been too harsh on this one, and I think it's just because they're playing scared by, trading everybody away, kind of clearing house. Tua is looking worse and worse each game from like his brain. I mean, you have Tyreek. Tyreek's done for the season, right? I couldn't remember
Yeah,
if it was like a
yeah,
ton of weeks or just out.
yeah. Yeah.
And right now, the only bright spot is Achan, and it does kind of feel like and this is just vibes. I obviously like I don't think there's been any major reports saying this, but their coach, is it's Mike McDaniels? Is that his name?
Mike McDaniel, yeah.
Yeah. It feels like people are kind of pushing back on his coaching style a little bit. And by that I mean the players, not the fans. Like it just seems I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a respect thing or it just feels like he's not I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words.
I mean, 2 weeks ago when I was watching that Ravens game, I think I was texting you guys and I was like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Mike McDaniel was fired tomorrow. And that's not because I think he's a bad coach. I think he's a good coach. I think he's like a Kyle Shanahan type, really genius offensive mind. They came out, I believe, if it wasn't that week, it was the last week, but they fired their GM. And the reports are saying pretty overwhelmingly, Mike McDaniel still has the locker room. The players are still playing for. So I don't think he's the problem. I still think Tua is the problem. He has to make do with what he's got. I think I've already said Quinn Ewers is not a starting caliber NFL quarterback, in my opinion, much less in his rookie season. So I think you kind of have to look at it as a lost season, but I don't know that you really need to say, shut it all down. We need to do a full rebuild. You still got good pieces there, and they were adamant about not trading away Jalen Waddle.
Mhm.
So with him and HN, that's two foundational pieces right there. You
Yeah.
can kind of do a soft reset, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose so. I think where I get a little concerned, especially with the division they're in, they're not going to win the division, obviously.
No, absolutely not.
They're not going to overtake the Bills, who are probably going to get a wild card spot. So it's like, can you go and grab that 7th wild card spot? Probably
Probably
not.
not.
So,
Not
like,
from
to
three
me,
and seven.
you're right. Like, sure, fight a little bit, but I just, to me, it seems like they had the makings of being a wild card team. Not again, not great, but like, you know, 9 wins.
Yeah.
8 wins, right? And then
Disappointing for sure.
yeah, yeah. Um, Jets. Now here's one where I think you might say F, but I said D plus. Am I right? What would you say for Jets?
I was gonna get the Jets an F. Yeah.
Okay. So I think the reason I'm switched with you there is because from the beginning, I think we both were like, the Jets are going to be crap. We knew from the beginning they were going to be terrible. Seeing the little signs of life here and there and, you know, still being able to utilize certain players, I think it's been great. And then on top of that, they've traded away. So they're doing exactly what I was just giving shit for Miami for, but with all the picks that they're getting back for 2026 and 2027, dude, like they have a chance to go out and truly rebuild. And
They're in a better spot for a harder reset than the Dolphins are, for sure.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think anybody's gonna give them crap for giving up on Justin Fields at this point, except maybe you or me.
hmm
And we also have to keep in mind who they beat past couple weeks. It's the Browns and the Bengals.
yeah, top tier teams right there.
So, temper expectations, but I still give them an F.
Okay, fair enough.
But I will give you the trades they've made are good. They're good long-term moves.
We'll get into AFC North here. We got the Steelers. I have them at a B.
Yeah, B. Like, they're about what I expected them to be honest.
Yeah, I think I actually maybe thought they were going to be slightly worse, and I think a lot of that is just what I saw from Aaron Rodgers when he was a Jet. He's looking decent with the Steelers. Not great. I mean, the first couple of games especially, he was not looking great at all. But he's really picked it up and been able to go from Aaron Rodgers of old, where he was the star and he was the person making crazy acrobatic throws and getting 500-yard games and crap like that, to now being the game manager, where you're just like, let me get my ball to my targets, let's get some first downs, let's get field goals. I don't care. Let's just get points on the
Yeah,
board.
it's short little ticky-tack type plays. I mean, that's not gonna get you anywhere in the playoffs. So
No.
even if they do make playoffs, I have no confidence whatsoever that they're even gonna win one game. But they're about what I expected them to be, which is a Tomlin coach team. The fact that they're at the top of their division surprises me, but that's obviously because Baltimore and Cincinnati have had such bad seasons so far.
hmm You
But
know,
that division is wide open. So,
I'm
yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in myself for not giving them a C, because for the last 10 years they have been down the road like 500. They've been middle of the line, and C would have been the perfect grade for that. Moving on, Ravens. I have a C minus. Kind of in line with the Bills in terms of expectations versus reality, except for they've had a lot more setbacks and they've had a lot more things and it sucks because it's like, I hate to give them that grade because, it's not like they were trying to get injured. It's not like they were doing, you know, they were taking risks and getting injured. That's just a part of the game. It's something that happens. But unfortunately, I got to factor that into my grade, right? And that's why they're 4-5, I think, something like that.
Yes.
And I still think they can make the playoffs. They can be a wild card spot as well.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say I still think they win the division. They're only a game back
They're
from
only a
Pitt.
game back. Yeah, they might.
And
Yeah.
let's look at who they've got coming up. Browns, Jets, Bengals, and then Steelers.
Okay. Yeah. And they're already on a 3-game win streak, I think.
They are.
Yeah, they really do have a chance to turn things around.
And combined with the fact that they had a really tough schedule at the beginning of the season, Bills, Lions, Chiefs, Texans, Rams are all games they dropped in the first 6 weeks. They've been
Thank you.
injured.
Thank you for saying
Not only
Texans.
Lamar, good defense. Not only Lamar, but a lot of injuries across the board on their defensive side of the ball. And a
Mhm.
lot of those guys are getting healthy now. So there's something to be said for timing and momentum. We're at the midpoint of the season. They're getting healthier. They're playing better. They're on a little win streak here. The division's open. I still believe the Ravens are going to be the playoff team in this. I don't know that even the Steelers, like I said, I really don't think the Steelers are even, if they make wild card spot, I don't think they do anything.
So I very firmly think this is a one bid division.
Yeah,
Whoever
probably.
wins their division's in. I don't think there's any wild card teams here.
More likely, yeah.
Bengals.
That's tough. Got to be like a C.
I put C. I put C. I wanted to put D because of how bad they've been, but I feel like they haven't been, and I know this is kind of a paradoxical thing to say. They haven't been as bad as I thought they would be with Joe Burrow out, even though they've been bad. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
I thought they would just lose everything, like lose every single game without Burrow.
You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and actually amend mine. I'm going to give them an F.
An F. Okay. Tell me.
Yeah, because they had a lot of things to fix last season, glaring weaknesses on defense across the board. They had every opportunity to fix it, and they really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same team that they were last year, but Joe Burrow's hurt. So, yeah, I'm going to say they've failed at making themselves a better team this year. They're kind of holding on by the hairs in their chins right now. And it's kind of ridiculous that they have to rely on 50-year-old Joe Flacco or whatever while Joe Burrow's out with a toe injury. And I know it's turf toe and it's more severe than it sounds, but the whole situation just seems laughable. It's very Bengals.
Yeah. I am also going to amend mine. I agree. I think I hadn't considered the fact that they haven't fixed any of the issues, right? They are truly relying on the idea of we don't need defense, we'll just score more than you. And that's not going to win them anything. So, Browns.
Yeah, DC.
Yeah. I think it's like they're about at what the expectations were, I guess. So, yeah, maybe C, but it's still like I feel like they've had opportunities to fix things, or they've, you do have some bright spots. Obviously, you have the best defensive end in the country. You have Quinshawn Judkins, who is coming alive and being just a phenomenal running back. Dylan Jones has been terrible. Or I'm sorry, Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. I don't think they've had a wide receiver that I'm like what, Jerry Jeudy's their best person?
Yeah. And he's been subpar all season.
Pretty abysmal.
Yeah, it's I guess the one thing I can give them is I haven't been like utterly laughing at like the QB carousel that I expected. There has been a degree of like measured patience with that. So even though neither of us think Dylan Gabriel's the guy, the fact that they're giving him a shot, they're not pulling him in and yanking him out, respect to them. But it's really going to be tough to get past that Deshaun Watson contract taking up so much money. It's hard to see the Browns being anything other than what they have been for the next couple of seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, very good point. AFC South. Colts.
Gotta be A+, man.
A+, yes, sir.
I think we no doubt are A+. We don't even have to explain why.
We both picked them at the bottom of the division. We both did.
Dead wrong on that one, man.
By all measures, have wowed the entire NFL. They're not fake. They've played and beat stiff competition. The two that they dropped were close. Yeah, man. I think this team's really damn good.
No doubt.
Jacksonville Jaguars. I went C+.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they've clearly made some improvements, but they're not improvements that'll result in a significantly better record, and it won't result in playoffs. I think this is also, by the way, a one bid division. I think it's going to end up being the Colts. Maybe we can sneak in as a wild card. I think Jags are kind of on a downward trajectory right now that I don't think they will.
Yeah, I mean, they had a strong start to the season, but going back to momentum, they definitely have those good W's on their record with Texans, Niners, Chiefs. But since then, it's been they lost to the Seahawks, Rams. They beat the Raiders, lost to the Texans last week. They got some good games coming up. They're going to play the Chargers this week. They're going to have to play the Colts here in a few weeks. They got some lighter games too with the Jets, Cardinals, and Titans. So there's definitely a path for a wild card team for them, I think. But I think they're frauds. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is the answer, quite frankly. And I think I already mentioned, I think they've kind of mishandled how Travis Hunter should be utilized. So, see.
Yep. And I mean, I think in terms of what the postseason can yield, right? No matter how great they are down the stretch, however they end up doing, will they have a better record than the odd man out from the Patriots or Bills? Probably not. will they be better than the two other odd people out from the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs? Probably not. So, and then again, factor in what if the Texans are there? What if Steelers and Ravens are there? I know that's a long shot, but in terms of, where we're speaking with the Jags, that's kind of at the same level.
Yep, I agree.
Texans, I have a C plus. I'm not ready to give them anything higher yet.
Yeah, no, I think C for them too. It's been a disappointing season so far.
Yeah, disappointing, but there's been really bright spots, and the main ones being just the defensive unit as a whole.
For sure.
Giving up less than 15 points a game has been great. I don't want to dig into that one too much. I don't think there's too much to say unless you have anything else to add.
There's a lot left to be a lot of football left to be said for them. We're going to figure out who they are over the next few weeks. I think this game at Tennessee will be good for them this week. Get right back on the right track. But yeah, it has been disappointing so far this season, no doubt.
Yep. Well, let's talk about Tennessee. I think it's a C.
D.
You think D there?
Yeah, I don't think they've really done much of anything.
Fair.
I like Cam Ward, but outside that, it's totally uninspired football.
Yeah. I'll say I have them as a C, and I know obviously that's still a low grade, but that's about as high as I'm going to give them, and I still think they're on an upward trajectory because a lot of their best players right now are all rookies or in their second year. Like they're all younger guys. You have a
They're young.
foundation that you can,
Yeah.
I'm hoping this Cam Ward to Elick Iomanner connection really works out because I like it a lot.
I do too.
And it has, potential to be a really good connection there. AFC West, I think I have this graded overall as if you were to take the averages, this is probably the highest because there's just, again, really high floor for a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, kind of a low ceiling. Broncos, I have it a B plus.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, give them yeah, B plus sounds right. They haven't been blowing the doors off, but their defense is good, solid. They've got a great record. So yeah, I think B plus is fine.
Yeah, and if this was just defense, A plus.
For
I'm
sure.
fine with that. There's still a lot left to be desired on the offensive side of the ball, which we've already talked about. We don't need to go into it. So, I mean, it's that's the one thing that I have left over that's kind of yeah, I don't see them getting past the first round or the second round. Chargers, I have them at a B.
Yeah, I think it's been a disappointing start to the season for the Chargers too.
They're on an upward trajectory.
You on a B though. Herbert's still been doing great. They are getting a little healthier. Yeah, I think a B is fair.
Yeah.
They're still second in their division right now, and it's a competitive division.
It sure is.
If you can say you're ahead of Kansas City, I think you're doing something right.
Yeah. And Kansas City here, we'll jump into them. I have it as a C.
Yeah. I think we're finally starting to see the chinks in the armor, right?
So, okay, you say that, but still when you examine their record and you examine how well they've been playing, especially the last, okay, no, never mind. They dropped the Buffalo game, but I feel like again, they are also starting to hit a stride, but it's not everybody can hit the stride at the same time, right? There's somebody that's got to fall back in the pack. I don't know if it's them though.
They've got a real test. Broncos and Colts next couple weeks.
Okay.
That's going to be tough, man.
Got check time.
If you go to 5-7 in this division, that's.
Yeah, 7 losses in this division, and just 7 losses in general. It's not exactly easy to get a wild card with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they played. Yeah, I mean, they haven't played the Broncos yet this season, so they still have to play them twice.
Good Lord,
it's going to be tough for Kansas City, but I'm never going to count them out. I'm never going to count Patrick Mahomes out, but I think the league to some degree has figured out how to play against them, and also I'm not sure that I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is worse than he has been, but I don't think he's as good as he's been.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it's obviously he's not playing at his MVP level, but he's still Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
So I get it. Raiders, man, I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. Really? Okay.
Solid F. It's terrible.
Well, I'll split the middle then because I originally had them at a C solely because you know what? I actually don't think I can't even justify that. I think a D or an F makes sense here.
I mean, listen, man, if you're gonna take the undisputed number 1 running back, then you should have something around him to be able to use him.
Yeah.
And they haven't.
Yep.
It's a Pete Carroll coach team. He should know how to make it work. And despite what I thought about Geno Smith at the beginning of the season, he's not the guy that's going to be the future of that team.
No, of course not.
They're solid on the defensive side of the ball, but they're kind of struggling to find an identity. We'll see what they're going to be next season, but this one, just flush it down the toilet. It's an F.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The one spot being, like the one shining spot being, of course, Ashton Genty. Brock Bowers has been better the last few games, but he didn't start off hot.
Injured, yeah.
Okay, ready to move into the NFC? Okay. First up, we got the Eagles, NFC East. Eagles, I'm saying A minus. And the reason I'm saying that is because they're still winning, even if they're like head scratchers towards the end. You know how the Chiefs were last year, where they went like 15-2, but it seemed like every single game was coming down to the wire?
Yep, that's the
It's
Eagles.
like that. That's how the Eagles are this year.
It's annoying. I'll give them an A minus though too because they are winning.
Yeah. Cowboys, I have a D. They're
I'd
still
say
winning.
closer to a C to me.
Okay.
The offense has been a delightful surprise. The defense has been historically bad, so I would give the defense a total F.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we kind of knew they were going to suck after we traded away Micah. So
True. Yeah. I guess that's a good point, factoring in one, how Dak, and I said this at the beginning of the season, Dak, a healthy Dak is like a top 5 quarterback.
Gary, yep.
I don't think it's close. I think he's a top 5 quarterback if he's healthy. George Pickens has kind of been like cherry on top this year with all the other players on the offensive side of the ball just doing really well. So shout out to them. I still have it at a D. C's fine. C minus.
Yeah, we'll call it C minus. Split the difference.
Yeah. Commanders, F.
Yeah, F. Coming off last season, man.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Part of that, especially this last, not this week, the week before, Jaden Daniels and just completely breaking his arm, or I'm not sure what the actual diagnosis was, but it looked nasty. That sucks, man. And Terry McLaurin, after getting a big contract, has not looked great. They had Bill Krosky Merritt.
They made
that
some
was kind of
moves
fun
in the offseason too to kind of load up on defense.
Yeah.
And that hasn't paid off.
Giants, hear me out.
B plus?
Thank
B
you.
minus?
Yes.
They've done some things to give their fan base hope and not just trot Russell Wilson out there brainlessly. They've fired their useless head coach. Mm-hmm. I got to give them some props.
I agree. I think between the firing, which that didn't affect my grade here, but I think it's a step in the right direction. But having somebody like Jackson Dart, who I thought was going to be terrible, comes out and at the very least is electrifying. And having Cam Scadaboo, who I guarantee you is going to be like the Giants poster child, where it's like, yeah, he's not going to put up the stats, but he's going to be he's going to be the crowd favorite for sure. Dude eats bricks, right? Like he's fun. He's a fun personality, as much as I hated him in college.
Me too.
So yeah, I think C, even a B minus, that's a good grade for them. AFC North, Lions.
A minus, B plus, like
B
they're doing just fine. They're taking care of business.
Yeah, like this is literally the most no notes. Like they're just on track, picking up where they left off last year. I think they're great. Bears.
A? It's got to be A, right? I mean, I'm still not a believer in them, and this is a mid-season report card, so I'm fully prepared to say their end-of-season report card is going to be worse than an A. But for right now, they've done everything right, and I can't fault them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Ben Johnson.
I mean, they're tied with Detroit, and I just said Detroit did everything right, and we just gave Detroit an A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think they've been, and again, it's all about, for me at least, expectations from the beginning of the year. Everybody was kind of on that same train of, hey, they're going to be just as shit as they were last year. I know there was a couple other podcasts that I listened to, and then of course me on this podcast saying, no, that's not the case. Ben Johnson's going to come in. Caleb Williams is going to be significantly better. And he has been, point blank period. He's been really damn decent. So I think that bump in the letter grade is deserved for sure. Packers.
B minus?
Okay, that works.
What were you going to say?
C plus. And that makes sense with how much I dislike them and how much you think I think they're pretenders, you think they're contenders. I think it's mainly because, before the season started, or maybe like week 1, I don't know when exactly they got Micah. I think it was before any game started.
It was.
We saw that. We saw their safety, who I'm blanking on right now, and we saw Jordan Love, and everybody was saying, okay, now we're Super Bowl contenders. And they've dropped more than I thought they would by this point for Super Bowl contender.
To bad teams, right? They tied
Yeah,
us. They lost to the Browns and the Panthers. Now, you can't fault them for losing to the Eagles, but yeah, it's weird.
Yep. Vikings.
Gotta be like a D, right?
Yep. I put a D. I think
They're at the
JJ
bottom of a
McCarthy
tough division, but JJ McCarthy hasn't been very impressive.
No, he's not the guy. He's not the guy. And I'm sure they'll continue this experiment for the next 2 years, 3 years before they decide that he's not the guy.
Gee.
I hope not for their sake, but I don't think I don't think he's good.
I don't know that I've seen enough of him to say he's bad yet. We'll see.
I've seen enough. All right, we'll go into the NFC South. Buccaneers.
B plus?
Yeah, I put B minus. I think
they're
that's
doing
fair.
just fine.
Yeah, I think if you would have asked me 5 or 6 games into the season, A, right? Now that they've kind of regressed towards the mean a little bit. Still good, but, less good.
A lot of it's been on Baker. So I guess in that way, as a team effort, it's probably more of a C plus.
That's the thing. What do you mean has been on Baker? Like a
lot of their success has been on him.
Okay, thank you. I could.
As a team, they haven't been doing as great as their record, as their 6-3 record, but they're at the top of their division.
Yeah, I mean, in a weak division, but still, if you're winning your division, that says something.
We just gave the Lions and the Bears, who are 6-3, A's. So I think we have to at least give Tampa Bay a B.
That's fair. Saints.
F. What are they doing?
I put a D, but I guess
Spencer
I don't
Rattler,
really have a
really?
reason. Huh?
Spencer Rattler, really? Like, really, Saints?
He was amazing. He was high usage in the time that he was playing. Tyler Shuck has beat the Panthers.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, you're right. Nothing. I think, I guess there's nothing to say here. They haven't been great. They sold off some players. They
good for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully
that helps them
sold off more.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't necessarily know what they're holding on to that's valuable at this point. Like I can't think of a single player on that team where I'm like, they're top 5 in the league at any position, right? Like no.
With you. I'll look at their roster right now, but yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I was gonna say I'll do the same.
Prince Olave, maybe that's their best player.
No,
but he's not a top 5 wide receiver.
Absolutely not.
Chase Young.
Yeah, man. See, that's what I'm telling you.
Justin Reed.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. That's a top 5 name.
Okay, I'll give him the top 5 name.
Yeah, there you go. Panthers.
Dude, the Panthers are so silly. I give them like a C minus, D plus, something like that.
Yeah, sure. That works. That works. I do think it's funny that I'm sure you've seen the meme. Every week, it seems like the Chiefs and the Panthers have the same record, and it's the Chiefs. It's the Tiger Woods meme where Tiger Woods is the Chiefs, and the other dude smoking the cigar, I can't think of his name, the other golfer, is the Panthers, because it's like they have the same record, but one's viewed just a little bit more seriously. We don't know why, So
yeah, I don't know what the Panthers are. I don't know that the Panthers are ever going to be good.
Yeah,
I think I'm not a Bryce Young believer. I think he's like just good enough to. I basically think of Bryce Young what you think of JJ McCarthy. Like he's just good enough to convince the Panthers to keep him on, but ultimately not going to do anything.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds like he'll be there for the next 4 years, and then like a fart in the wind, he'll be gone, and they'll draft
and then
some other quarterback.
We won't even think about Bryce Young.
Exactly. Falcons. I have a C.
Yeah, gotta be a little bit disappointing for them.
It has been. I think I was expecting them to be the number 2 team. Actually, they might be, but it still
could be by the end of the season. But yeah, to be 2 games back of Carolina right now is not good.
No. And I don't necessarily think it might. because that's offensively, they have a ton of fantastic weapons with Mooney, London, Bijan, even their backup, Algier is pretty damn decent. Penix, it's another one of those guys where like nothing's wowed me, but he's a good game manager that has kept things rolling. I just nothing's been exciting for me for them. So
Can't help but wonder if they might be doing a lot better with Kirk Cousins, to be honest with you.
that's so crazy that you said that because I don't want to agree with it, but I think I might.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
they're 3-6, dude. Like something's got to give here.
Yeah. Last division here, NFC West. We have the Seahawks.
A plus.
A plus, yes sir. A plus.
They aced the exam, dude.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Darnold, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. And even some of the trades that they made were like just some good pieces to add some more depth. They got Rashid Shaheed. Like
I think they could be NFC Championship bound. You know,
I think they could too. And I wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the season. I don't think I
and
would.
there are two teams in that division that could be like that's crazy for me to think. But between them and the Rams, they could be Super Bowl contenders. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I think for us, Seahawks, when we did our division rankings at the beginning of the season, Seahawks were either third or fourth for us. So, yeah, it's been great to see them.
Pleasantly surprised too. I can share for the Seahawks without feeling any sort of guilt or anything. So I like that they've been successful.
I like Darnold in a weird way too.
Yeah. For what it's worth, man, he was in the same draft class with Dak. And I remember before the draft looking at all the like the John Gruden like QB camp episodes that he did with all those quarterbacks, and Darnold was on there. And I remember looking through all of them and thinking, Darnold seems like the one that I would draft, you know?
Was Dak really in that draft?
Yeah,
I mean, you might be right. I think I just always remember the that draft's notable for the like first round QBs because it was like, is that the one with Sam
Goff
Darnold?
was one, Wentz was second, and then let's see here.
That was Darnold was in
This
that
was
draft.
2016. Hold on,
Okay,
maybe I'm wrong.
okay. I was like, I think Darnold was in that one with a bunch of other great quarterbacks, including Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Sorry, Darnold
second.
was 2018 draft.
Mm-hmm.
He Baker was one, and then Darnold got drafted third that year to the Jets. So I was definitely wrong there. Josh Allen got picked 7th. Josh Rosen got picked 10th. Jeez.
Yeah.
There's a name I haven't thought of in a while.
Yeah. Baker.
And then Lamar Jackson, second pick in that draft.
Yep.
That's
Baker
crazy.
went number 1.
Yep. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Dak was the 4th round pick in the 2016 draft. So I was totally wrong there.
No, you're all good though.
2 stacked drafts though.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Who else is in this for quarterbacks? So it's Baker, Darnold, Allen, Rosen. God, Rosen is the only one that didn't turn out here. I mean, even Mason Rudolph did a little bit more than Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen, by the way, homie is like in finance now. I'm pretty sure.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
You gotta do something, right? Yeah, that's it. That's nobody else like super notable from the quarterback standpoint. But yeah, anyways, back on track here. Yeah, great quarterback draft, and unfortunately, he went to a team. He just got moved around a few times, like between the Panthers, the
Vikings,
Jets, the Vikings.
last year.
Well, he did well at the Vikings. To be fair,
Yeah, he did.
I feel like that earned him that spot in Seattle. So, but yeah, either way, Seattle A plus. They're looking really good right now.
We got to give an A plus to the Rams too.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. I put A minus just because I feel like A plus because I think the expectations for Rams were already high, so I wasn't like
that's fair. That's fair.
That's the only reason. It's still A minus. It's still really high. So Cardinals, I have an F, but I'm thinking maybe that's too harsh, and they should.
I think it's a little too harsh.
Yeah, because it's not like the
injuries too. Give them like a deep
C minus. That feels right. I was saying like I feel like that's too harsh simply because they did have low expectations. Like I don't think we were thinking they were going to come out and be world beaters.
They were kind of my dark horse for that division, and
yeah.
B.
Yeah, I put B minus. Yeah, I think B minus is fine.
I mean, to their credit, they've been handling their quarterback carousel pretty well and successfully.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking at their last couple of their games here, it's loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, and then 3 wins at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
don't know why that's funny.
No,
Yeah,
no,
B feels right for them.
yeah, yeah, I think so. That's all our grades. That's everybody in the NFL. We have given our grades. We have spoken. This next part, before we get into the games, we'll just quickly do. I'm going to read off the current odds for specific awards. I want you to tell me, is the favorite going to be the person that wins it? And then I want to know who your like dark horse is. Either somebody not named here or somebody that I name a little bit later because I'm literally naming them in order. So right now for MVP, the top, what is this? 6 are May, Stafford, Mahomes, Taylor, Allen, and Darnold. And then following that is Lamar, Herbert, Hurts, and Mayfield.
My pick is Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
I don't know if I
Now
said
if you
that
were
earlier on the podcast or as we were chatting, but he's just head and shoulders above every other running back in the league. I think he makes that offense go. And that's no discredit to Daniel Jones, but as great as all these other quarterbacks have been, I don't think any one of them stands out and distinguishes themselves above the rest. And I think Jonathan Taylor absolutely does that. So for me, he's the MVP so far.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you're a betting man, just knowing that the MVP is typically quarterbacks, would you say Drake May?
No,
No. Who else would you
I
put?
would actually still go with Lamar Jackson.
Really? Okay.
I firmly believe they're going to win their division, and it'll be because of Lamar.
And to be fair, that's a strong case for MVP if while he's out, they suck and then he comes back and they rattle off a ton of wins.
Exactly.
Okay. Good picks. Offensive rookie of the year. Right now, the two in front are Egbuka and Dart.
It's
Following
got to
that
be
is,
Egbuka right now.
I think so. I
No
think this is
question.
his to lose.
Yeah.
Following that, and by the way, it was those two and then a major gap after that. Tyler Warren, I can't remember his first name, but Gadsden, the Chargers tight end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tet, GNT, Henderson, Judkins. So I think it's Egbuka's to lose. I think we agree on that. Like
For
it
sure.
should
I
be
mean,
him.
of that list, I like Judkins and Henderson, honestly.
Yeah. I think
Better than Tet,
Henderson
even.
I think Henderson's going to make a late push for this as he gets more carries, but I think it's Egbuka's.
I agree.
Defensive rookie of the year, we have Carson Schweisinger from the Browns, Eman Wari, Abdul Carter, and Jihad Campbell.
Man, I don't know. Probably one of the last two, Abdul Carter, Jihad Ward, just because I know I'm familiar with both of them being in the NFC East.
Yeah. I
Probably
think Carter.
Jihad Ward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, sorry, Abdul Carter or Jihad Campbell?
Which one's on the Eagles? I'm getting confused now.
Pretty sure Jihad Campbell. Abdul
I thought it
Carter's
was
on the
Jihad
Giants.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think him.
Yeah, it's Jihad Campbell. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. To me, I think with the leader right now, Carson Schweisinger, typically, I think if your linebacker is your leading tackler, it's not always a good thing. Like you want your defensive ends and tackles to be your leading tacklers typically. But I guess I don't know his play style too much if he's shooting gaps a lot or if he's in coverage. So either way, I guess I understand why he's the front runner right now. I would think it's probably going to be either Carter or Campbell.
Okay. We'll see.
Offensive player of the year. And I like this one because with the odds, it feels like there aren't any quarterbacks on this, right? It's mainly like this is
Skill players.
this is the one where you give it to the skill guys and leave MVP to the quarterbacks, which is annoying, I know, but
It's got to be Jonathan Taylor, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
yep. So those are the two leaders. Then again, there's a gap. The leaders after that are McCaffrey, Puka Nakua, and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think it's got to be one of those first two.
Yeah, I think it's Taylor. I think
Probably
it's Taylor.
depends on what happens the rest of the season, but right now I got to give it to JT. But I don't know. I get a sense that Jackson Smith and Jigba might be it at the end of the season.
Yeah, he might. I still think it's Taylor, but man, Smith and Jigba's been pretty damn good.
He's fun to watch, man.
Defensive player of the year: Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson, Nick Bonito, what's his name? Willie Anderson Jr., Texans player. And then a gap. And then after that, Jared Verse, Daniil Hunter, Brian Burns, TJ Watt.
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be Willie Anderson Jr. I'm going with the homer pick.
Really?
Okay. No, it's not. It's probably going to be Myles Garrett again.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah, I think he's too damn good. It's kinda like the, Rudy Gobert, like, where he was always winning defensive player of the year in
Yeah, you're
the
probably
NBA,
right.
and sticking to the NBA, it'll probably be Wemby for the next few years, pending like, as long as he hits that game threshold, defensive player of the year, I guarantee you.
Probably.
I think that's gonna be how it is for Myles Garrett.
You guys are lucky. Yeah, I'll give you
Yeah.
that one. I'll never bet against Myles Garrett.
Coach of the year, we have right now leading, which was kind of a shock to me, Vrabel with the Pats, then
Doesn't
Steichen with the
surprise
Colts.
me.
It only did because I feel like people were still thinking the Pats were gonna be decent, but not nearly as good as they are. Meanwhile, Steichen with the Colts is second on
It's
this
gotta be
list.
Steichen.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Then it's McDonald with Seattle. After that, big gap. Johnson with the Bears, McVay with the Rams, Shanahan with the Niners. I feel like McVay and Shanahan are in this conversation every year, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
They're
I mean,
shoo-ins.
yeah,
They're great
I would
coaches,
like to
but I
see.
think those top 3 are the front runners for a reason.
Yeah,
It's gotta be Steichen right
absolutely.
now.
I think so. I think it'll be Steichen. Comeback player of the year: McCaffrey, Dak, and Aiden Hutchinson. Big gap after that: Daniel Jones, Stefan Diggs. It's got to be McCaffrey, considering he didn't play a lick last year, and then this year he's just blowing up the stat sheet.
I don't know, man. I kinda feel like it's Daniel Jones.
I think the story for Daniel Jones is better.
Me too.
So I
That's
would
a
like
tough
to
one,
see
though. It
him.
depends on what your criteria is. But I
Exactly.
also I'm glad Dak's in that conversation.
Mhm.
I think
Me
he
too.
deserves that credit for sure.
All right, man. That's everything. Let's get into the tip drill.
All right.
Alrighty, getting into our tip drill. First game here. I'm going to have you guess players based on their career path, and I'm going specifically wide receivers. Some of these are current, some of these are retired. We'll go through them, see how many you get. I think that we've been doing these games the last few weeks long enough that I think you're starting to get good at this. I think you'll get at least half of these.
Okay.
Number one, here we go. So we have the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. We have the San Francisco 49ers, where they won 3 championships, a Super Bowl MVP, 12 Pro Bowls. The Oakland Raiders with 1 Pro Bowl. The Seahawks, and then the Broncos. Who is this? Walk me through your thoughts. Walk me through your process.
Why am I blanking on this? I feel what's the college?
Mississippi Valley State.
Is this Jerry Rice?
This is Jerry Rice, best
Okay. I was
wide
like,
receiver of all time.
in my head, dude, Raiders, Seahawks, Broncos, I had no clue he played for any of those teams.
So Seahawks, yes, he had like one season where it's like it was rough. Broncos technically, and you know me with these, I'm going to put technicalities on here. I'm going to put, did they play for an arena football team? Yeah, I'm putting that on here too, right? Did they play in the Canadian League? I think he played practice squad for Denver. He was
Imagine
technically
having
signed to
Jerry,
him.
freaking 45-year-old Jerry Rice on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Next up, try to adjust your glasses. There's a lot of logos here. So we got Chattanooga Mocs, Chattanooga University. Then goes and plays for San Francisco, Philadelphia, Dallas, which he has 5 Pro Bowls between those 3 teams. Then we go Buffalo, Cincinnati, the Allen Wranglers, that's indoor football, Seattle Seahawks, the Zappers, that is the, I don't know if you remember, they did the fan-controlled football league.
No.
Yeah.
What?
So this is there was like a, basically, I think it was streamed through like Twitch, or viewers could vote on like what
They want the
play
run? That's
exactly.
crazy.
So he played for the Zappers, and then the Knights of Degen. I don't even know what to say there. Who is this?
Is this T.O.?
This is T.O. Of course it is. See, I'm telling you, I got to give you the fun ones up first, the easy ones.
That was the Zappers, dude.
All right.
Man, okay.
We got Florida State, and then to the Marshall Thundering Herd. Then we have Minnesota, where you got 5 Pro Bowls. The Raiders, the Patriots, where you got a Pro Bowl. Back to the Vikings, then the Tennessee Titans, and then the San Francisco 49ers. Who is this?
It's Randy Moss, right?
Yeah, it's Randy Moss. Yeah, what gave it away here? Was it just the
It was
Pro Bowls in the areas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vikings and then the Patriots Pro Bowl, yeah.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Did you know he played for Florida State? Or I guess I don't know if he was, like, committed or if he actually played there at all, but I
No,
know
I
he
didn't know that. I only knew he played for Marshall.
yeah, I can't remember the logistics of it all, but I think he, like, got into some trouble and had to, like, transfer to Marshall or something.
Interesting.
Alright, so here we got Clemson, and then we got the Texans, where he's won 4 Pro Bowls, the Cardinals, where he has 1 Pro Bowl, then we have Titans, Chiefs, and the Baltimore Ravens. Who's this?
Hopkins.
That's my boy. That's
For sure.
Hopkins. Yes, sir.
For sure.
Man, he's definitely looking older in that picture right there.
Yes, he is, man. Jeez.
Here we go. Here's a good one. We got Fresno State, and then from there, 5 Pro Bowls with Green Bay, 1 Pro Bowl with the Raiders, New York Jets, and then the LA Rams.
Man, that Jets stint was so forgettable. It's Devontae Adams.
Yeah, dude, you're undefeated right now.
I'm not cheating, I promise.
No, I don't think you are. We've been locked this whole time. Have you noticed though how phenomenal all these wide receivers are?
Yeah, they're fantastic.
There has been 1 championship so far.
I know.
Well, technically 3, all with Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, so we got Central Florida as the college. He's got 2 Pro Bowls with the Broncos, 1 with the Dolphins, 2 with the Bears, 1 with the Jets. Pretty spread out, I'll admit. That's pretty great. And then he ends with the Giants, Seahawks, and the Saints.
This one's tough, man.
Yeah, now we're getting tougher.
I'm blanking on this one.
Tell me where your head's at so far. What stands out?
It's not Alshon Jeffrey, is it?
It's not Alshon Jeffrey. Decent guess though.
Is it Jarvis Landry?
It's not Jarvis Landry.
Dude,
You want one
I
more
don't know.
guess?
I'm really blanking on this one. I don't have a clue. Really, I feel dumb.
Brandon Marshall. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I knew too much about when he was at UCF, but the things that stood out to me here is this run between specifically Denver to Chicago, but I remember him a little bit on the Jets.
Had you taken out Miami, New York, Seattle, and the Saints, I might have got it.
Yeah, like just the end of his career just completely wiped those off. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Good refresher though.
Oh yeah. Here we start off with Maryland. It was a terrapin, followed by getting drafted to the Vikings, playing 4 Pro Bowls with the Buffalo Bills, going to the Houston Texans, and then going to the New England Patriots.
Kind of blanking on this one too, man.
I
feel like this is one of your guys though. For some reason, this is giving me like this is one of Rick's, like, just
one of the guys I like.
Comes to your mind. Yeah, who is it? I don't know.
I can give you one hint. He is
Please.
currently playing for the Patriots.
Diggs.
It's Diggs.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Should have known. In hindsight, I feel dumb.
And you were right. That is one of those guys for me. All right. Here we go. We have Texas Tech wide receiver goes and plays for the Chargers, then the Dolphins, then 5 Pro Bowls with the Patriots, then the Broncos, and then the St. Louis Rams.
Wes Welker?
It is Wes Welker. Nice. Okay, this is another one where I'm like, surely he had a Super Bowl with Brady. No, he doesn't have a ring.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Edelman stole all his rings.
He sure did. All right, this guy went
SMU.
to SMU. Then he got drafted to the Steelers. He has a Super Bowl and 2 Pro Bowls with the Broncos. Then we have San Francisco 49ers. Then we have the New Orleans Saints, and then the Buffalo Bills. I can give you one hint here.
It's Emmanuel Sanders, right?
It is Emmanuel Sanders. Dude, you're crushing this.
Yes.
You're getting all of these. All right. I'm going to be real with you. I don't even remember who this one is, so hopefully you won't either. So we have Cal. Then we have 3-time Pro Bowler with the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the Washington redacted name. Then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have Philadelphia again. The LA Rams, where he won a championship. The Raiders. And then the Baltimore Ravens. This might be another one. Small hint if you need it. I'll wait to say it.
I feel like I really should know this. 3 Pro Bowls with the Eagles and then a championship with the Rams. What's your hint? Give me a hint.
So, earlier where you're like, oh, you could have left off the end of the career?
Yeah.
Leave off Raiders and Ravens. Who do you think of? Buccaneers, Eagles, Rams.
Oh, no, dude. I'm totally blanking on this one.
This one is Deshaun Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Wow. He
Yeah,
won the
that's it for that one.
championship with the Rams. That's right. How did
Yeah.
I forget that?
I mean, I don't
Wow.
think he wasn't the number 1 there,
No, definitely
was
not. It
he?
was Cup that year.
Yeah.
But wow, good game. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that one was fun. We'll have to do man, I wanna do one with running backs, but I feel like that's so fickle because all of like, running backs have, like, 5 years max.
Yeah, you got to pick some old school guys that were around for a while.
Yeah. Alright. Next, we're gonna do a very quick game of start, bench, cut. Alright? So I'm gonna name 3 players, you tell me who goes where. First up, we have Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. I feel like they're all the same kinda archetype.
Start Stafford, bench Herbert, cut Goff.
Interesting. See, I think I'd flip the last 2, but I
I
see
figured you might. You don't like Justin Herbert, but I think
we all have our biases.
I think outside of a system, he's a stronger QB than Goff is.
You might be right. I'm just not ready to admit it. Next up, we got running backs. We got Gibbs, Henry, Saquon.
Dang, dude, I have to cut one of those guys?
Yep, you got to cut
That's
one.
insane.
I just want to know who you're starting, really.
It's hard. Start Gibbs, bench
Okay.
Saquon, cut Henry, I guess.
If we're going based off this year, totally. I think
Yeah.
you're right. If this was all time, I think I'm starting Henry. Oh my god.
It's really hard, man.
I'm starting Henry. I feel like if this is all time, I have to start Henry.
Probably so. I'm probably looking at it with a recency bias.
I don't know who to cut between Gibbs and Saquon.
That's too close.
I think recency's playing into it for me as well, because I think the answer is to bench Saquon and cut Gibbs.
I don't think
But I
there's a
don't want
wrong
to.
answer there, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yep. All right, next up, we got Bijan Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, Devon Achane.
Start McCaffrey.
Don't do it. Don't you dare. Don't you dare cut Bijan Robinson.
No, I got to bench Bijan, cut Chan.
There you go. There you go. Play into it. All right. Hook 'em. All right. I feel like this one's easier as I was putting it together, but maybe not. Maybe you'll think differently. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Start Justin Jefferson. Man, you're going to make me cut Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's crazy.
That's okay. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, it has to be that.
Think Jettas is the number 1 and Chase is number 2 right now. Currently.
I think so too.
And I think Jackson Smith and Jibba probably has something to say about that number 3 spot.
Yeah, this year for sure. You know what? I need to run it back with the that game that I was doing where we compared, groups from specific colleges, because I was thinking how like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Drake London were both playing at USC at the same time. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, both at the same time at LSU.
Yeah.
And then the absolute crazy wide receiver room for Ohio State over the last like 6 or 7 years, right? We'll have to run back that game. That was fun. Okay, we got edge rushers now. Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett.
Start Garrett, bench Micah, cut Bosa.
Really? Cut Bosa? Okay, cool. I'm with it. I'm with it. I like that. I like that for non-football reasons too, to be honest. I can't stand Nick Bosa.
Me too.
Okay, tight ends. Travis Kelce, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers. Can we agree to start Trey McBride?
Yeah, start McBride. I think I bench Kelce here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just based off this year. For this one, just because we're saying that now, right? We can use whatever criteria we want, but I'm thinking if it was for this year, Brock Bowers gets cut.
I agree.
All right, this one's gonna I think you'll choose the right thing. CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young. I feel like this is easy for you.
Yeah, start CJ, cut Bryce, so bench Williams.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're aligned.
Is that what you expected me to say?
Yeah, I did. I didn't know if you valued CJ as much as I did. Like I didn't know if CJ and Caleb would be switched, but I think we're both aligned to cut Bryce. Next up, corners. Sauce Gardner, Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley Jr.
I think I start Surtain and bench Gardner, cut Stingley.
Cut Stingley. That's fair.
And that may be a totally wrong opinion, but it just feels right.
I think
there may be like some name brand like bias there. That makes sense.
Maybe. Just for the last one, I think Pat Surtain's the best right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
but Sauce has more gravitas to him than Derek Stingley at the moment.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. This is one for deep ball. Deep ball guys, ready? Tyreek Hill, Jamison Williams, Xavier Worthy.
Start JMO, Worthy second, Reek third.
Okay. Okay.
And that's not because of talent.
No. Okay. Let's run it back, but pretend that Tyreek was healthy this year. Like he didn't get injured. Would you keep it the same?
Yeah, I think I would. I think Hill's finally kind of slowed down a little bit.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. I may have had it completely backwards. Like cut Jamison, start Xavier Worthy, and then Tyreek in the middle.
I wouldn't blame you for that either.
Yeah. Okay. Linebackers, last one. Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Bobby Wagner. Kind of older linebackers as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Give me Bobby Wagner to start.
There you go. Okay.
No doubt. And then I think
over Roquan Smith?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think Roquan. As much as I like Fred Warner, I think I got to cut him here.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's a good one. I enjoyed playing that. That was a fun game. I think you made all the right moves. If you're the GM,
I think I need to flip that one around on you and do some harder ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down.
A future episode. Yeah.
Alrighty. Last game. Let's do a draft. Okay, so this one, very fun. We're going to do an FCS draft. So these are players that never played FBS. I'm sure there's people on your list. There's some on mine where the school that they played for is now FBS, but we won't count that. It's if they didn't play FCS.
Okay.
There's one particular wide receiver that I'm thinking of that you're probably thinking of as well. And I believe I think it's you up first.
Okay. Man, this is tough because I've been looking at my little list of players here and I'm just trying to figure out like what I consider the thinnest position. And I think it's at either, well, you have double wide receivers on here. I was expecting to go for a tight end, but I think it's at either linebacker or defensive.
For what it's worth, if you want to put a tight end at wide receiver, you can.
But I think it's at defensive back or linebacker. And this may not be like an all-time outstanding pick, but I'm going to go with Charles Haley at linebacker. He played end two, but he was a linebacker out of James Madison. Hall of Famer, Cowboy. I don't know what else I need to say about him, but I think linebacker is probably the thinnest position there. So that's why I went Charles Haley.
Hey, go for it. Is that spelled correctly? I'm actually not familiar with Charles Haley.
Yes, it is.
I got to do my research.
He is a 5-time Super Bowl champion.
Hey, shout out to him. All right. All righty. Whoops. I'm going to take these phenomenal wide receivers off the board. I'm going to go Jerry Rice, the wide receiver.
Of course. That's easy. Well, I can't let you have all the good wide receivers now, can I?
No, you can't.
So give me T.O.
T.O.
Because I don't want you to have Rice and T.O. That would be crazy.
No, but what if I had Rice and Randy Moss?
Yeah.
That's who. Yeah, so that's who I was talking about because he played for Marshall, as we know from our previous game. Marshall is now FBS, but at the time that he played there, they were not.
Yeah, I mean, I can wait on the next one. That's fine.
Yeah, you don't have no rush now.
I think I'm going to actually get to go running back here.
Go for it.
Give me Terrell Davis.
Okay.
Super Bowl champion Terrell Davis. Where do you go to school?
We talked about him a few episodes back with players that had short careers but were phenomenal.
I mean, he's had a 2,000-yard season, won 2 Super Bowls with the Broncos.
Where did he go to college?
Hall of Famer, Long Beach State.
Yeah, that's not FBS, so that works.
But then he transferred to University of Georgia.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of cheating, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go defensive line here. I'm gonna go D line. And I'm gonna say Jared Allen. Jared Allen played at Idaho State.
Idaho State. I had him on my list too.
Yeah, well now you got to think of somebody else, Bucko.
I mean, I had 3 others on this list that are just as good.
Damn. Okay.
And now I'm struggling to come up with. Well, I mean, I'll wait on D line. I'm gonna go with defensive back, and I had 3 guys listed here. Okay.
I had a few guys here too.
I'm curious who you had. I'm going to go with Darrell Green. He was my all-time Washington Commanders / Forbidden Name player. Hall of Famer, defensive back, had a really long career in the NFL. He's my pick. I'm curious to hear who was on your list for defensive back, but whenever you get to it.
You'll know now because I want to pick him. So this one's interesting because I didn't have him on my list, but I had two other ones. I had Malcolm Butler and Dominique
Interesting.
Rodgers-Cromartie.
Wow. Okay, so neither of those two were on my list.
Yeah.
But those are great
So
names.
who are the other ones that you had?
I had Aeneas Williams
Oh, okay.
for the Rams, and then Darren Sharper, but I was never going to pick Darren Sharper.
Still though,
But still, yeah.
kind of a loaded position for FCS, huh?
Yeah.
I
Now,
think it's
now that
because
I thought it was one of the thinnest, but now I'm seeing that's not the case.
so my hypothesis, and I've done no research behind this. This is just from what I'm seeing on the board right now. Where there's a lot of depth is just areas that you can just get away with being a phenomenal athlete, like wide receiver and defensive back. You don't have to be the guy that knows the playbook inside and out, right? And typically those type of guys can go FCS. Uh, so yeah, interesting so far. I'm taking Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who went to Tennessee State.
Should be DRC, not DCR there.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right.
Goodness.
Well, give me Michael Strahan at defensive line.
Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think of Michael Strahan.
My
Texas
other
Southern.
two were Deacon Jones and Ed Too Tall Jones.
Nice. Yeah, I think the only one there where I'm like, damn, I should have had that was Strahan.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with Jared Allen over the other two, but Strahan, man, like he's one of the best. That's crazy. I didn't even think about him. He went to Texas Southern. Quarterback's the only place that we are both still open.
I mean, there's two big ones here, right?
Yeah. And I'm trying to think, would I rather go with the guy that's had no, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm going with the guy that won a Super Bowl. Sorry. But
that's fine. Then that means I get my guy.
Yeah. You want to take him
now?
Romo.
Wait,
yes,
wait, no, hold up.
Okay.
I didn't expect you to pick Flacco. I expected you to pick Kurt Warner.
You could pick Kurt Warner if you'd rather have Warner over Romo.
Nah, give me Romo. I'm a homer.
There you go. Obviously, Flacco out of Delaware, the Blue Hens, and Romo out of Eastern Illinois, the Panthers, I believe. Running back, let me go ahead and finish this out here with Walter Payton.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yep, Jackson State.
That's probably who I should have went with, honestly. But
I mean, Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis is pretty damn good. So I mean, it's not like you had a bad pick here.
So now I'm kind of struggling when it comes to my last wide receiver. But
two
come to mind: Cooper Kupp and Shannon Sharp.
Where'd Shannon Sharp go?
Let me see here. Savannah State University.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
He played football and basketball at Savannah State University.
Awesome. Dual sport athletes are sick.
Well,
Can I throw another one in here for you? I don't know if this will make a difference for you.
What do you got?
Pierre Garcon.
No, it doesn't. I think I got to go with Cooper Kupp here.
Okay.
Maybe that's a more recency bias thing. Respect to Pierre Garcon, but Garcon means boy.
Oh, yeah, good point.
That was a Pulp Fiction reference.
Yeah. Good pull there. I'm going to go with London Fletcher. Did you have anybody else at that linebacker position?
No, I didn't.
I only had Shaq Leonard.
Well, that's a good one. I did not have that.
He is South Carolina State. Defensive back, I also had Malcolm Butler, Western Alabama.
Yeah, that's a good call.
David Johnson, Northern Iowa for running back. And then, you mentioned it earlier already. I didn't even think about Kurt Warner for some reason.
I think you definitely got me on the wide receivers, but otherwise it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think you have me on defense. Yeah, you have me on defense. I have you on wide receivers.
QB's kind of a push. Running back, you probably got me beat there, to be honest.
I think so, but I think accolades, Terrell Davis might be better, if that means anything, but different eras.
It's close.
Comment
What's your
down
team
below
now for the audio listeners?
Yes, thank you. So quarterback, I went Joe Flacco. Running back, Walter Payton. My wide receivers, Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. Jared Allen for D-line. London Fletcher for linebacker. And Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie for my defensive back.
I've got Tony Romo at quarterback. Running back, Terrell Davis. Terrell Owens and Cooper Kupp at wide receiver. Michael Strahan at defensive line. Charles Haley at linebacker and defensive back Darrell Green.
Leave a comment down below. Let us know who won. I think it was. I don't know. I
I
actually
don't
don't.
know either.
Like, this one's tough.
It's
This
pretty
is
damn close, yeah.
Yeah.
We need somebody to break the tie for us.
Absolutely. All right. That was the tip drill. You gonna get into our picks?
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
You're
Let's
never
do
going
it.
to let me catch up on you, are you?
No, of course not. I believe last week you did get 4 points though, because you picked Colts over Falcons, you picked Ravens over Vikings, and then you got your upset with the Pats over the Buccaneers. The only miss here was Panthers over Saints, which I'll be honest was a little bit of a shock. I didn't think the
Yeah.
Saints were going to win.
Me neither.
Got all 5 points with Jets over Browns, Rams over Niners, Chargers over Steelers, and then my upset, Eagles over Packers. I don't know what that puts point totals at. I'll put them down below. You'll see it probably right here or so. And without further ado, let's get into our picks. I'll go first. I think you went first last time.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to go with, I think every team I picked are road teams. So I wanted to have a little fun with it, show a little bit of theming to my picks. My first one is going to be the Chiefs, who are a 3.5-point favorite at the Broncos. I have mentioned how I'd kind of maybe doubt the Broncos a little bit, and I think the Chiefs are on a hot streak right now. So yeah, I think they take that one, especially coming off a bye week. So that'll be nice for them. Then I have the Lions at the Eagles. The Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite, but I think the Lions go in and do it. Again, I feel like some of my picks are a little like ballsy just because I don't
I feel
know.
like these first two have been.
Yeah. Well, here's one where I should hopefully get points pretty easily. Cowboys, who are a 3.5-point favorite at the Raiders. But even that
I
one.
would think so.
Yeah.
I would expect us to beat the Raiders, but
yeah, I would think so too. And then my upset, and honestly, this is the one that didn't feel like an upset. Like, I feel like the Chiefs at Broncos and Lions at Eagles are a lot more worrisome than this pick. I'm doing Bears at Vikings. Vikings are a 3.5-point favorite. I just think the Vikings have been less than exciting. I don't think JJ McCarthy can do anything that would will his team to a win. So yeah, I think that's my upset is Bears at Vikings.
Interesting.
What do you have?
All right. So I've got Miami, 2-3-7 teams, Miami and Commanders. This is the Madrid game. So again, I'm picking an international, which is what I always tell myself not to do. And this may be a total boneheaded decision, but give me Miami over Washington here. I think coming off that win, again, I think they're showing some signs of life. I think the Commanders just need to flush the season down the toilet, and I think the Dolphins still have something to fight for. So I think they pull that one out in Madrid. I've got Chargers over Jaguars. That's a noon game in Florida. I think the Chargers are just a better team overall. I've said multiple times, I think the Jags are frauds. I think the Chargers take care of business here. Niners, I think, will beat up on the Cardinals. They're a 2.5 favorite right now. Same deal here. Niners are a good team. Cards are not a good team. I don't expect there to be much fight here. It is a divisional game, so you never know what's going to happen. But I think the Niners take care of business here too and keep contending in their division. My last one is definitely a risky pick. 2 7-win teams. Got the Seahawks and Rams. This one's in LA at SoFi, but I think the Seahawks take care of business here. Rams are 3-point favorites, and I don't know. I got a good feeling about Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba here.
I feel like we're getting really high on the Seahawks, and it's going to come down. It's going to hurt us.
Yeah, it very well could.
Our hearts are going to hurt by the end of this season because we're rooting so hard for the Seahawks.
It's so weird that, like, how I feel so differently about Seattle versus Indianapolis, you know? Like, I'm waiting for Indianapolis to show me who they really are, and yet, in my mind, the Seahawks can do no wrong right now. So, it's weird.
Right. And, really they're playing the same game, like in terms of where their offense is, where their defense is, and, just how they are constructed. Right. So yeah, but either way, good picks. We'll see what happens.
I got to make some ground up, man. You're doing too good.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll see by the end of the season. Again, we're only halfway. Thank you for listening to episode 11. 11. We said 11. I'm telling you, man, they all blur together. Thank you for listening to episode 11. Again, I am at Rick High Jr. My co-host here is at JDubTines. You can find us on all sites that you get your podcasts on. We are on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We are on anyone that you could think of. I'm missing a whole ton.
Can you get
normally
our
say.
podcast at like your local library?
Yeah. You go in. They give
Are
you
we
this
on
little
Libby?
slip. Yeah. Matter of fact, we transcribe our podcast now, and we'll have a carrier pigeon deliver the entirety of our podcast on a scroll.
I love it. We'll telegram you our entire podcast if you request it.
And of course, follow us on our socials. We are just about everywhere at High Point Pod. Again, thank you so much for listening to episode 11. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Go football. Bye.